Hey everyone, welcome back to Thrive with Sahil. Today we have Coach Cooks with us. Thank you for coming and on this podcast and talking to us. I'm going to briefly introduce you. You are from South Africa. You're currently residing in the Netherlands. You are a coach. That's why the name Coach Cooks. But also, he is an entrepreneur. So, we're going to hear the business side of sports today as well from him. And I'm really excited for that. But before we move on to that, we have the stories of the week section. And first, we have the absurd US red card that put the referee to the shame at the World Cup. And it was one of the biggest talking points at the World Cup. And it wasn't all the spectacular goals that are happening, but the controversial red card to a US player. This decision sparked outrage amongst fans and like big celebrities and athletes also were talking about it. Like the referee relied too heavily on the VAR, which is always controversial, and especially he was looking at it in slow motion. That made the challenge look even worse. And critics have said that the call changed the course of the match completely, but luckily US still managed to win it, so that was really nice. Uh, and then second, we have Formula E becomes the world's first B Corp certified sports. So this is a big milestone for like any company actually, but to be in sports, it's a big thing. And B Corp status isn't only about like being environmentally friendly, but it's also given to the organization who makes like bigger social impact, sustainability, and have ethical business practices. And they have spent a long time like promoting electric cars basically, and reducing carbon emission and investing in local communities also where the races are happening. And thirdly, we have oh, thirdly we have Mira Andreeva uh, in her Wimbledon exit, uh, which she lost a really tough had a three set defeat, and she just won the French Open. So I think she was coming with a lot of high expectations, and the thing that happened during the match was that there was also England playing the World Cup at the same time, and Harry Kane scored a goal, and the audience kind of started like cheering, and that threw her off. And there was already a lot of tensions, like with medical timeouts and umpire's decision. So yeah, she got riled up, and in the end, she threw her racket at the umpire. So that was that's what's happened when in a high pressure situation. So yeah, coming back to you, Coach Cooks.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you for having me, Sahil. It's really a privilege to to get to share my experiences and everything. And
no,
but yeah, thank you for having me.
yeah, I know. It's my pleasure to have you on. I'm really excited for it. I'm gonna hear a lot of good insights from you, and possibly the audience will also uh, get to know your perspective and your journey. So yeah, you can go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, well, I'm Coach Cooks. I'm from South Africa, as you said. Yeah, I'm an avid cricket lover. Played the game all my life, and from a very young age. Yeah, I thought I knew that I always wanted to be involved in the game. Fortunate enough to have to have done just that, and still enjoying the coaching and playing when I have the time.
Mm,
I grew up in PE in South Africa, which is now called Gqeberha. It's a wonderful beach town, yeah, with very friendly people, as we're known as the friendly city, and
yeah.
sometimes the windy city. But yeah, it's a wonderful place in the southeast coast of South Africa.
Nice man. And you started with cricket?
Yeah, I mean, in South Africa, there's a very rich sporting culture.
Mm,
Played cricket since I could walk. And my most earliest memories of playing cricket were, at primary school when I was in grade one.
mm,
Yeah, and would play cricket all the time,
mm,
before school, during break time, after school, and
mm,
some memories where we would, at break time. So we
mm,
had the cricket field. So traditionally in South Africa, the school has rugby field, soccer field, cricket field, and
yeah.
and all of that. And whoever made it first. So when the bell rings for break time,
Mm.
whoever made it first onto the cricket field gets to bat first. So those are some of my earliest memories of playing cricket. And of course, if you get the second, you bat on the non-strikers end. And if you arrive
Ah,
third, you're first bowler. So that sort of stuff. And but it was really nice, how we just were able to just play and enjoy ourselves as youngsters,
mm,
just playing cricket. And
yeah.
I love the game so much, that yeah, I just wanted to be involved and do more
Mm-hmm.
with cricket. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. In India, it's the like we are talking about the one who first reaches the ground. In India, it's who owns the bat. So the person who owns
Yeah.
the bat gets to bat first.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Nice. That's also quite an interesting one. Wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, cricket is an amazing sport.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Yeah, I've also started as Indians. I think we learn to play cricket as soon as we are born. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
so I understand. I think South
yeah,
Africa is similar in that, and I think it's also the
yeah.
weather. Like you can play outside.
Yeah, yeah, definitely in South Africa. And I mean, having moved to the Netherlands, and in South Africa, what I miss is that we're able to coach cricket outdoors throughout the year.
Yeah.
So you could do winter trainings. And I think in terms of player development, that's
Mm.
also where we sort of have a one up, because, in terms of the how much it costs to train. I mean, here to train in the winter, you have to
Yeah.
you have to pay to get an indoor facility and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I think we really have it good in countries like South Africa and India, where you can train throughout the year,
Yeah.
and work on your cricket, whether it's in season or out of season. But
Yeah.
yeah, India is a country that I definitely love to experience the culture of cricket. I've got to see it online, and I've
Mm.
had the pleasure of also meeting a lot of guys from India who I've either coached or played with,
Yeah.
here in the Netherlands. And the cricket culture seems very rich, and I'd love to
Yeah.
experience it sometime when I
Yeah.
have the opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only problem that I have from it that it's taking over all the other sports.
Mm,
But
mm,
yeah, in India, the cricket culture is very strong.
yeah.
And also, like looking more from the talent development side, uh, this is one of the things I've realized is the manipulation of the ground. So we don't have. So if we are playing cricket, it's not every time we are going to a field. We would just
Mm,
we would be playing in the street.
mm,
So
mm,
you have manipulated the space that you're playing in, and
yeah,
now
yeah.
sometimes it might happen that there are neighbors
Mm.
that don't like you. So in the back of your mind, the ball is coming, and
Yeah,
okay, if the ball goes into that neighbor's house, I'm not getting the
yeah,
ball back. So
yeah,
you are
yeah.
now being creative to make sure that you hit on the other side. So
Yeah, yeah,
like this is how Indians like most most
yeah.
most people like to play. We call it gully cricket.
Oh, nice, nice.
Gully
So
mean
gully
gully
cricket is
means
basically street
street.
cricket.
Yeah, gully means street, and
Okay,
we play it
okay.
like that. And also we have
Yeah, yeah.
different rules. So for example, if you hit it in certain locations, for example, if it's a car, and if it
Mm,
goes underneath the car, we declare one run. So you don't have
yeah,
to actually run. So when you
yeah,
do all this stuff, it becomes really creative. You become as a player, as a kid, you become really creative with
yeah,
playing cricket.
yeah. I think in South Africa we have a lot of backyard cricket.
Hmm.
So I think South Africa, yeah, we have fairly. houses have, fairly big backyards, unlike here in the Netherlands. But
All right.
yeah, and then you play backyard cricket, and then if you hit the ball over, it's called six and out. So you get your 6 runs, but then the next person
Yeah.
comes into bat. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
those are also nice, wonderful memories of playing backyard cricket in South Africa.
Yeah, that's nice. And so then you played as a kid. Did you play leather ball, which is the professional cricket, or
Um, Yeah, yeah, in South Africa, of course, when you're in grade one, two, so that's like what, 6, 7, 8 years old, you play mini cricket, which is I think is a wonderful prospect, especially because at those ages, and
mm,
according to just general development, and also as a coach, what you're trying to do is just develop a love for the game and make it fun and not
yeah,
so serious, not focusing too much on scores, but
mm,
just for the player to experience the game and grow, a love for the game. And mini cricket really gave youngsters that opportunity, and it still does. So we start off playing with that in grade one and grade two, and then by the time you get to about 9 years old, then you play hardball cricket.
mm,
But you're still really small, and I mean the pitch is smaller, the field is smaller.
mm,
Yeah, so went on to do that, and then of course you play under 13. So you get what, under 11, under 13, under 15, like as you would probably in India, and then yeah, and then of course under 18, and then after that, play club cricket.
mm,
I had the pleasure of playing club cricket when I was still under 15,
mm,
and I played at a really nice club called Heatherbank Cricket Club in Port Elizabeth. And I
mm,
got to play, with guys older than me as well as guys the same age as me. So it was really nice, and I learned a lot, and I was able to get advice from the guys, whether it was batting or bowling.
mm,
But back then, I was predominantly a bowler, a quick
mm,
bowler.
yeah.
Unlike now, I think I've gotten older and I've got a bit of a belly, so which is a lot to carry. So I bowl some off spin now, and that's about it.
Uh,
Uh, and now I just bowl a bit of off spin, and that's about that. But yeah, my earliest memories then of coaching cricket were in primary school or high school,
mm,
when I was in my final year of high school, and yeah, and I started coaching the little ones at the primary school,
mm.
and they were playing mini cricket, and I started doing that. I mean,
Wait,
I had a
how
wonderful.
old were you at that point?
I was about 17 years old that
Okay.
time, so I was playing under 18 cricket, and I had a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful headmaster, Mr. Greg Stokel.
Mm-hmm.
He really identified the fact that I had a passion for cricket, and I wanted to be involved with the game.
Mm-hmm.
So he had asked me to coach the
Mm-hmm.
little ones, and that's where my love for coaching started,
Mm-hmm.
as well as just getting me involved in cricket. He actually invited the then provincial coaching manager to our school to
Mm-hmm.
meet me in his office, which was
Oh.
yeah. So on that particular day, I got called in on the intercom to the headmaster's office,
Oh man,
and
that
I was
sounds
like,
cool.
wow, what did I do? And I was one of those kids who never really get called into the headmaster's office, and I was like, wow, what did I do? And I thought I was in trouble. And
Yeah.
I walk into the headmaster's office, and there was the coaching manager of the provincial coaches.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just introduced himself, and he said that he heard that I'm interested in coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so basically, it just mentored me into getting my level one at the time with Cricket South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then after that, I got my level two, and I continued coaching, at another academy,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and then I went on to study at the university, studied sport management, and as well as sports psychology. And after that, I decided, yeah, I do. Um, I want to really go into this coaching thing because I'd worked with some players,
Mm-hmm.
as well as coaching junior provincial cricket
Mm-hmm.
for the Eastern Province, which I really, really enjoyed. and the academy was also growing at the time. So I started Power Play Academy,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, in Port Elizabeth, at about 2015 or so. Yeah, around about 2015, I started the academy, and it just kept growing. Yeah,
Yeah.
to the point where we had some good programs going
Yeah.
for the youth.
Yeah, but I really want to hear more about your first coaching experience at the age of 17, because
Yeah,
you're still young, like
yeah,
a coach needs to have like certain qualities, and
mm,
at that age, like it would be really difficult for you, I'm assuming, because you know the sport, but also you need to
mm,
now understand, like, how to talk to kids,
yeah,
how to make them understand, like how to transfer that skill basically, while
yeah,
also not drilling them, but also
yeah,
keeping it fun. So how was that first initial experience was like for you of coaching at the age
yeah.
of 17?
Yeah, I mean, good question, and it was really quite a learning experience for me. So
Mhm.
one thing as a coach, I would say that you need is to have patience with your
Yeah,
players
yeah.
and understand that not everything is going to happen overnight.
Mhm.
And just to touch on something, and even now, like sometimes you'll have players, either the youngsters, whose parents are quite involved, or
Mhm.
you have players themselves who are adults, and just helping them understand that it takes patience. It's not going to happen overnight, but the more time you put into your cricket,
Mhm.
the more you understand, the more your body develops into what it has to do.
Mhm.
So it took patience for me to work with the little ones, but also communicating. One thing I saw that you have to have a way of communicating with people,
Mhm.
and sometimes you know what you want to achieve,
Mhm.
and just because I'm saying it doesn't mean they're going to be like, oh, okay, this is what you mean and this is what you're going to do. But you must have a way of putting it in a way that they understand it in their own way,
Yeah.
but also just making it fun. And especially at that age, that was a nice thing, is that age is where some of these kids are experiencing being coached, but also playing a sort of structured cricket for the first time.
Mhm.
But the fundamental aspect at that age group is just developing a love for the game.
Mhm.
So, including a lot of games where they get to work on aspects which develop their cricket, but
Mhm.
essentially they are just playing games. Yeah, so that's pretty much how I went about that.
Yeah. Yeah, really, yeah, really interesting. Because when
Mm,
when also started coaching, but not that early. I think my first coaching experience when I was like 21, 22, and it
yeah.
was more like helping out rather than actually coaching. And I also had little kids with me, and I understood that I know so much tennis, but I don't know how to teach it. Like because they have no clue about what is happening.
Yeah, and that's the thing about coaching, is that every coach has got their own way of bringing things about. I mean, you and I have coached together in Amsterdam,
Yeah.
and no two coaches will coach the same thing, coach a
Mm,
certain aspect the same.
yeah.
But it's important that as a coach, you have your own identity. But for example, if you have to coach a player how to play a cover drive,
Mm,
I have my drills, which are my trusted drills, and I know
mm-hmm,
what to look out for and how
mm,
to develop that. And I think that's what's important for coaching, and just trust in your own process. And even for me, when I first started out with the one-on-one coaching,
mm,
and I'll just do it and I'll go about it, and eventually I'll see the players develop, and then I develop my own systems also in terms of going
mm,
about, first starting off with gripping the bat, your back lift, how to advance to the ball, how to
mm,
catch length, and then once you got those things done, then you go on to your back foot shots, and then you go cut shots, pull shots, and all that, and then you put it all together eventually. But
yeah.
all a process which takes consistency from the coach as well as from the player.
Yeah. By the way, for the audience who don't know, these are type of different cricket shots. He's
Yes.
he's not pulling out random words. He-
Sorry, I have to keep in mind that not everybody is a cricket follower or a fan.
Yeah, so
Um,
mostly the people who are watching me are from Europe, and not everyone is very accustomed to cricket.
yeah.
They know they have an idea about it. But yeah, guys, what he was talking about is how he has how there's different strokes in cricket that you play, and for every stroke, how he would have different kind of drills that he would do, so the
Mm,
athletes can understand it. And he had trusted few drills that he used to use more often.
mm.
But yeah, I got the point.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was talking then, yeah, about then finishing school, going on to study, and working. Had the
Mm,
pleasure of working in sports corporate at Ironman South Africa.
mm,
Um, well, worked as a race director, but I
mm,
still had the pleasure, and luckily my boss at the time, Paul Wolf, he still understood that that I still love cricket,
mm,
and I still wanted to coach cricket. So I was managing corporate work as well as private coaching, and
mm,
that's also where I started my business, Power Play Cricket Academy.
mm,
Yeah, and I did alongside the work. I was coaching cricket, and then went on to then just going straight into the cricket academy and leaving the corporate,
mm. So
which was also
yeah.
mm,
So you studied sports management,
yes.
and then what was your corporate job? Was it in the same field or was it in a different field?
Yeah, yeah. So it was a race director. So what I was doing is organizing races. So those Iron Kids, which is a biathlon for kids. It was one of the biggest biathlons for kids in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Girl and Iron Man, which is a triathlon.
Okay.
So basically, yeah, my job was to plan and organize
Mm-hmm.
that race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, together with the team of people that also worked for the company. So it was a really wonderful experience, and I learned a lot
Yeah.
from it uh,
You.
in, in, in terms of just dealing with different role players,
Mm-hmm.
to put something together, but also just, yeah, just dealing with people in general
Mm-hmm.
and how to go about that.
Yeah. I mean, organizing events. It's already. It teaches you a lot.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
Yeah. It's and especially like in sports. Even a small event because there's so many different aspects that you need to take care about, and also in the end you want to be present in it.
Mm,
So
mm.
yeah, it's a very big task. So yeah, and from there, what was your move to the Netherlands?
Yeah, well, from before that, yeah, I started. Then went full time into cricket coaching. Well, first I actually started off coaching alongside Johan Leroux, who's now in Cape Town with his cricket academy, and Claire Terblanche, who's now one of the assistant coaches who's now the coaches of the ladies, the national team. So we all were coaching alongside each other, which was a wonderful experience because I got to learn from them, and Johan was, of course, my instructor when I was doing my level two, and I think he just took a liking to me. That he was like, yeah, I'd come join. And we first started out together, and then they moved, to the Western Cape,
Mm,
and then I was still in PE, and then Power Play came about.
mm,
Um, yeah, and then Power Play was a wonderful programs that we had for kids. So we not only did the private coaching, but we also were able to play matches.
mm,
So we play academy matches, which I think set us aside from, especially in our region. Not a lot of academies were doing that at the time.
mhm,
And yeah, so we were doing that, and just growing the kids from age groups to age groups. So we develop more and more youngsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I moved to the Netherlands in 2021. Yeah, first I came through in 2019 just to, have a look at opportunities. And then in 2021, I just shortly after COVID, moved through to this side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how was your life different then compared to South
Yeah.
Africa and the Netherlands?
Yeah, I think the culture was very different.
Mm,
Just in general, socially also, but
mm,
also in terms of cricket itself. The cricket culture was very different here. Um, Not necessarily the rules of the cricket. I mean, rules of cricket are the same,
mm,
but also I got to meet a lot of people from different countries. So in South Africa, of course, you play mostly with South Africans, and here I got to meet guys from
mm,
India, Pakistan, Afghanistan,
mm,
as well as Dutch people and who play the
mm,
game. So I got to meet and experience people who have played cricket from different places and just
mm.
how multicultural
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
But also is that yeah, it's just the level also of cricket, what
Mm,
it's like
mm.
here. Yeah, it was quite an experience.
Yeah. Even for me, when I was there, uh, so Netherlands not a big country in
Mm.
the size as well, but also not in cricket.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, when I went there and I started like playing cricket for the clubs, you would travel to different clubs to play away matches, and I
Yeah.
was so surprised by how it's a small community. The cricket community is so
Mm,
small in the Netherlands, but
mm.
they are very passionate about it.
Yeah,
They have
yeah, yeah.
very yeah like, and the Dutch people like of course all the expats and immigrants like they know about it, but the Dutch people also like some of the clubs that I went were so old
Mm.
that you could see like old bats, old balls, the trophies that
Mm.
they had, pictures and everything. So yeah, it's small but very impactful. The community they have.
Yeah, yeah. There's quite a big history in this country of cricket, and I mean, when you think about how small the game is
Yeah,
here compared to sports like football and hockey,
yeah,
you wouldn't think that. But I mean, I think yeah, um, cricket dates back to the 1800s, yeah, and also, yeah, like what you were saying, is that you have memorabilia at clubs where you
hmm,
see things back on picture, not necessarily pictures, but like memorabilia from back in the
yeah,
1800s,
yeah,
and yeah, it's really wonderful to see that
yeah.
there's
And
quite a rich history.
not in big cities as well. Like some of the away matches would
Mm,
be in a small town, and then in the small town there's a
mm,
cricket club. I was very
yeah,
surprised at that. And I
yeah,
when I started working also, I saw the passion. Like with the kids I was
yeah,
working with,
yeah.
the parents, the owners of the club. So I could see that passion, and yeah, I enjoyed my time
Mm, yeah,
working there too, which is also surprising because they get those 4 months of good cricket
yes, yes, yes. Oh my word,
when the
yeah.
weather is bearable, but otherwise
Mm,
Netherlands doesn't have the best weather. But despite all
yeah,
this, I really like their passion. It's like uh, comparing how Netherlands is good with other sports as well, but they have
mm,
somehow managed to keep cricket very much alive even right now. Like in the World Cup. Like
yeah,
they qualified and now they are playing the last two World Cups that they have played and like playing so well as well.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, as small as it is, I must say there's also quite a lot of potential in terms
mm,
of development for cricket, which makes it an exciting prospect in the country.
yeah,
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 there's stuff that can be done and there's development that can be done.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, even for me, having moved here and the culture in South Africa in terms of private coaching or like one-on-one coaching
mm,
is quite big in South Africa. And I moved here and I discovered that it's not so popular here, to do
mm,
that. People generally have their club coachings, and then and then that's about it. Then you play your game on the weekend. Whereas in South Africa, of course, if you want to excel, a
Yeah.
lot of youth players and even senior players, have a private coach which they do
Yeah.
one-on-one work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, after my first season of hockey, sorry, my first season of cricket, then my agent called me up and was like, "So, what do you gonna do in the winter?" So I was
Mm.
like, "Yeah, but I mean, I can coach cricket throughout." And he said, "Nah, mate, this is not South Africa. Everything stops. Everything stops in the
Yeah.
winter, and
Yeah.
it's not conducive to be coaching cricket." And that's where I picked up coaching hockey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and also that is that yeah, I got to learn a new sport, and I
Mm.
think at that time I was maybe about 30, 31. Yeah, I got to learn a new sport at that age
Mm.
and also coaching.
Mm.
So I started coaching, juniors hockey and learning from some trainers and I think also it's just an advice to coaches or just entrepreneurs in general is, never be scared to try something new,
Mm.
and yeah, and go for it. You never know, what might happen, but
Yeah.
when presented the opportunity, yeah, try it out and see what
Yeah.
happens. I mean, at the moment now, I'm coaching selection hockey, which is like first team hockey, men's hockey,
Mm.
women's hockey, and all of that. So I went
Mm.
from training juniors in the last 5 years. I also taught myself, but also, from asking guys who had played the game, for so long and coached the game, and
Mm.
just always asking, how do you go about this, and whether it's technical, tactical, and what am I trying to achieve with this, or what would be the best way to do that,
Mm.
and
Mm.
I must say, over the past 5 years, I've learned a lot. In terms of
Mm. Yeah, that perspective that you took about coaching a different sport and trying something out new, it can be a bit scary because
yeah,
you don't know like the technical aspects of hockey. So you don't have that background, but you still did it anyway.
yeah,
And
yeah,
also, I think like let's just say that I am a player in your hockey team,
mm,
and if you are upfront about this that you have not played hockey, so it's like
mm,
okay, you are there to help me out, but also I'm there to help you out as well. Like it's more like a
yeah,
collaborative coaching rather than you teaching them something. But
yeah, yeah,
also, I think you brought your coaching experience from another sport, and then took it to hockey. I think main principles of coaching kind of stay the same regardless of the sport that you play.
definitely. Yeah, it goes back to what I was saying is that you must have your principles as a
Mm,
coach and your structures as a coach. Some of the things like the fundamental principles would be stuff like discipline,
mm,
having good discipline, respect within the team,
mm,
communicating, and also promoting hard work
mm,
whenever you are coaching. But
mm.
like you said, yeah, I think a lot of the players do pick up and I do tell them that I never played hockey,
Yeah,
and I think they can see and sometimes.
yeah,
But what it is you have to be able to give players good intensity trainings, and that's where it's able to then assist players in developing. And I
mm,
mean, a lot of players even now that I work with are people who can play hockey. It's not about telling them how to play hockey,
mhm,
but it's more about keeping them conditioned and keeping them playing at a certain intensity,
mhm,
which keeps them conditioned, but also how to play together.
mhm,
So bringing all their various skills together
mhm,
to be successful as a team.
mhm.
So it's been a wonderful journey in that respect.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, we are running out of time, but I want to jump into one specific topic about the business side of sports.
Yeah,
So, what can you tell the viewers about your experiences from that side? Because in sports,
yeah.
like money is always a big question. So, how are you managing? both at the same time? And also, it would be nice to tell people what your businesses
Yeah,
are.
yeah. So firstly is just business in general. I meet people and I get to talk to people, um, and whether they are, let's say, doing certain things or they have the profession. But
Mhm,
then some people will tell me, you know what, but I would have loved to do this in business because that is my passion. But of
mhm,
course, I wasn't really sure of how to go about it and all that. And it's like for myself, like I didn't just quit my job one day and then go into business.
mhm,
You have to sort of see where you're at. And of course, yes, finances are really important.
mhm,
So sometimes you need to do a transition. But what I believe is that, of course, if you have a dream in your heart and you have something which you really feel that you're passionate about,
mhm,
yeah, do yourself the favor of at least trying to achieve that. And because, like, deep down, in your being, there's something that yearns for that, and that
mhm,
is something which could fulfill you.
mhm,
So do yourself the favor and at least try to do it. And it doesn't always, work overnight. Like I always say, is that business, at least, I mean, for me, for my business to have been sustainable
mhm,
in South Africa, it took at least about 5 years, and
mhm,
even now in the Netherlands, I mean, I've been here for about 6 years now.
mhm,
So it doesn't because you still have to learn the market, learn your clients, how the best way to attract clients,
mhm,
learn the people that you can work with and how to collaborate
mhm,
with different people in the community.
mhm,
So it also takes time and give yourself that time, but also
mhm.
um, you are going to make mistakes. It's natural. It's part of the journey.
It's part of life.
But yeah, definitely, and don't be disappointed in that. And I think where it is where you keep making the same mistakes, and that's when that's a bit what you don't want to do in business. But I mean, once you've learned your mistake, then put in structures and principles such that you can develop from there, right?
Mhm,
And then from then on, you take the plunge, and it's all about just jumping in, getting it done, enjoying it, but
mhm,
also learning from the journey. But in the end, if it's what you want to do and if it's what fulfills you, you're
mhm,
really going to get energy out of it. It gives you a
mhm.
real zest for life, and you're just excited to do it every day.
Yeah.
And that's what I can say about cricket. I love it. I love to see players develop. And also I like it when I look at some of my players even now, and I think about when they first came to me for private coaching,
Mhm,
and how they are now and how they can play various shots with ease and
mhm,
comfort. And now we've gone from working on the technical stuff to more tactical stuff and mental
mhm,
aspects of their game because
mhm,
the technical aspects are quite well developed now. So yeah,
mhm,
it's I would encourage anybody who wants to go into business, find a transition from what you're doing now
mhm.
and into what you want to do.
Yeah. And what are your future plans with your business?
Future plans, yeah, of course. Since I've been here, I've started Power Play Hockey Academy. I've
Mhm,
been doing also some hockey one-on-one coaching.
mhm,
So just developing some programs with that, some selection trainings. So for elite players, and I've got a nice group of coaches who
mhm,
I'm doing that with. But
mhm.
also online coaching, and like we've also touched on. Um, Here in the Netherlands, cricket is not so big, but I
Yeah.
realized that there's also a lot of people out in the world who, want to receive private coaching or, just advice on how they can develop their
Mhm.
cricket, but they don't have access to coaching, but they've got Wi-Fi and they've got a phone or a laptop.
Phone.
They're able
Yeah.
to take videos and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so those are some of the things that I'm venturing into uh,
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, wait. So in online coaching, are you actually teaching them the skills, or are you talking, having a conversation and advising? Like, is it more
Um,
consulting or is it actual
y-
teaching?
yeah, it's more they get to show me what they do. So with video, either discussing. So
Okay.
they discuss various topics, what they want. If it's tactical, then we can discuss those tactical aspects of the game or mental aspects of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's, let's say, technical, then they can send me footage or of their practices or of their game, and
Okay.
then I can help them through that. But also just developing training plans. So, like I touched on earlier, is uh, I have my various ways of developing players in terms of, like, let's say, batting, or I can even put it into bowling this time. So, bowling, you'd start off with the grip, how to grip your ball. And then
Mm-hmm.
from there, you work on your run up and various aspects that you have to have in your run up, your gather, your follow through, so just being able to help players through those
Mm-hmm.
things. And through them sending me footage, I'm able to help them with that
Mm-hmm.
stuff, give them feedback, and make training plans.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. So we have one more last thing to do. It's called, I call it rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you some questions. You have to be quick
Okay.
to answer them. But if you want to expand on it later, you can. But
Okay.
you have to be quick with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Hockey or cricket?
Cricket.
Coach or entrepreneur?
Coach.
Talent or hard work?
Hard work.
What's one quality every champion must have?
Persistence.
Who's the toughest player you have ever coached?
Whoa.
You don't have to take
Jeez.
names. I'm not gonna put you into trouble,
Toughest
but
player. Wow. Jeez. I'll go back to it.
okay. What's the funniest excuse a player has given you for missing practice?
Ah. They they were late. Okay, but this is a genuine one in the Netherlands. They were
Mhm.
late because there was it was busy on the bicycle route, and so they
Okay,
were
yeah,
late for practice.
yeah,
I bought it, but yeah, it's a genuine one.
yeah. I've seen those lanes. They can get full.
Yeah,
Like sometimes you
yeah,
would
yeah, yeah.
you would look at the cars and you would see there are like four cars in front, and then there's like a huge bike queue.
Yeah, but for me that was a new one. I didn't.
Yeah,
So it was a bicycle jam, so to say.
yeah, but it's still funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Toughest player, I would say maybe Dandre Henwick was one of the
mhm,
toughest players. He's in PE, he's now playing for Framesby, playing some good cricket. He played a bit of provincial cricket also. Yeah, really gritty player, both with the bat and ball and passionate. Yeah, and I mean, I've worked with a lot of players, but
mhm.
I think one that stands out, and I've worked with him for quite a while, is
Yeah. What's the thing that made him the toughest?
Yeah, it's just persistence, and he's developed, and he's now is a wonderful cricketer, both with the bat and ball.
Mm,
It's just persistence and
mm,
commitment to developing his cricket,
mm,
and just expressing himself in such a way that um, you can see that he loves the game.
mm,
And even now, like when I see some of the footage of him batting, just it's really wonderful, wonderful to see how he's grown.
mm. Next question. One habit every young athlete should build from day one.
Oh, yeah, I would think communication. Um,
Communication.
Especially, I mean, communication is not always an easy one,
Mm,
especially in a team environment,
mm,
and being able to be in a team environment, but also be I think as a player, you must always get what you need out of your trainings, and being able to communicate that with your coach,
Yeah,
or even communicate what you want to develop with your coach, is
yeah,
a wonderful something. Something good.
yeah,
But of course, like I said, persistence and hard work are also, and discipline are also very, very important if you want
yeah.
to succeed.
All right. Next question. What's one lesson sport has taught you that everyone should know?
Sorry, please repeat that.
What's one lesson sport has taught you that everyone should know?
Oh yes. Yeah, sport has taught me to respect. In cricket we talk about respecting the game.
Mm,
And things like when you greet so after the game and you shake hands with the opponent, taking your cap off. It
mm,
has taught me to respect the game, and the game will look after you, but also respect the people that you play against. And sometimes, even if you go hard at each other during the game, and to go, after the game and say, "Hey, mate, well done, well played," and that. So it's
mm,
also taught me that when you put time and hard work into something, it will develop. But
mm,
if you give up, you're never going to know what you could have achieved.
yeah,
Yeah, so
mm,
that's the reason why I wanted to go into sport, is because I also believe sport is a ministry of sorts, because you then
mm,
helping people develop character by
mhm,
using sport.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And these are the things that we hear a lot. I mean, but
mm,
but this is so true. Like these kind of things are so true. Like especially like building character. Uh,
mm,
in my life also, and I've seen people who have played sports for a long time, and
yeah,
the personality that you develop by playing sports, I don't think anything comes remotely close to that
yeah,
that environment and that whole process of teaching you about respect, about discipline, about
mm,
hard work.
mm,
Simple things as like taking care of yourself.
mm.
So,
But also, like for me, I've had coaches. I mean, when I was growing up, I had Coach Kux. He was
mm,
really, really tough,
mm,
and you then grow up and you realize that, hey, this guy actually just wanted the best for me. It's not that he was just,
mm,
but he wasn't like over the top. But when it came to cricket, he was really tough. But I mean, of course, after the practice session, he was chilled and he was cool.
mm,
But during the practice session, he was really instilled a lot of discipline with me,
mm,
and now we're mates and we're able to talk and call and stuff like that. But
yeah,
also for me as a coach, some of the players that I have and still discipline and being tough on it, because
yeah,
I just wanted the best for them and
yeah.
wanted them to understand that.
Yeah, Cooks, your voice is going up and down. So I would ask you if you can speak louder.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Which victory means more to you, a trophy or seeing one of your players succeed in life?
Um, Yeah, I think like it goes back to what I was saying in terms of character.
Mm,
Is that, yeah, a trophy is a momentary thing,
mm,
and it's yeah, you've put in the work and therefore there's a result. I
mm,
think succeeding in life is more of a character development,
mm,
and that's where those are the long-lasting aspects of the hard work and the discipline and the respect. So
mm,
I think succeeding in life for me as a coach would make me feel fulfilled.
mm. If you could coach any athlete in history, who would it be?
Yeah. What do you mean? Any cricketer that I would have loved to coach?
Any sport, any athlete in the history.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean it's really uh well, I can tell you some players that I've worked with,
Mm,
who I'm grateful to have worked with. I mean, players like Connor Roth, now playing in England.
mm,
Connor Mitchell also went on to
yeah.
play indoor cricket for South Africa. Yeah, so I think to say that I would have wished to play coach those players would take away from their journey.
Okay.
And they are where they are because there are those coaches who were in their journey,
Yeah.
and also Dilman Nivold is now playing some good cricket in Australia.
Mm,
So for me, I think those are the players I'm happy to have coached amongst others. I mean, there's a few others who've went on to play Eastern Province, also some provincial cricket, and either it's provincial indoor cricket or national indoor cricket,
mm.
and some players who I've worked alongside. So for me, I'm grateful for those players, and yeah, I wouldn't change that.
Okay. That's okay. Uh, what's one piece of advice you'd give to your younger self when you first became a coach?
um, yeah, trust the process.
That's the
I
process.
think it's a cliche sort of saying, and everybody says it, but
Yeah.
I think back then I didn't understand my processes,
Mm-hmm.
and not that I wasn't as good, but I think I still had to learn how
Mm-hmm.
to go about my processes and the structures and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to give myself advice, was to just keep putting in the work, and it's gonna go about. And eventually, over years, I discovered that okay, this
Mm-hmm.
is how I go about this, and these are the processes of how to go about it.
Yeah.
And from then, it's enjoyable.
Right. All right. Last question. Complete this sentence. A great coach is someone who blank.
Yeah, a great coach, firstly, is someone who loves their players. And there's
Mm,
a saying that goes, if you don't care for your players, you can't develop them. And sometimes, it was, I've seen coaches, and not to bash other coaches, but I've seen coaches who take coaching personally, and they would
mm,
really go at their players, when they don't succeed or when they make mistakes and all of that.
mm,
And I think coaching is not about that. Coaching is about supporting players, and when you take it personally, then it comes out in really being too hard on your players. I think a great coach is one that doesn't. There's no negotiation in terms of discipline. Um,
mm,
but and then also a great coach is one that respects their players,
mm,
and and that's when players will gladly give you that respect back.
mm,
I think a great coach is one that puts in the hard work every time they are with their players, and the players again will give you that back. Yeah, but also it's just I think the most important, what I say to my players, the most important thing is that you enjoy the game. Whether you win or you lose, and if you lose, you learn. Losing
yeah.
doesn't make you a loser. A champion can lose, but a champion makes the decision to learn from how they've lost and come back and do it better. So
Yeah.
I think those are the qualities that are great.
Yeah. Man. All right. You did well. You did well in the
Yeah,
rapid fire, I should
thank you,
say.
thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, man, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It was really fun for me, and I got
Yeah,
to learn more about you. We've known each other
yeah,
for some time, but yeah, it's
yeah.
always nice. Do you want to plug in your businesses? Uh,
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Firstly, Sahil, I really appreciate the opportunity to be
yeah.
able to talk about myself and my business. Yeah, in terms of my businesses, yeah, you can follow me or my business on Power Play Academy, Power Play Cricket Academy on Instagram and Facebook, Power Play Hockey Academy on Instagram and Facebook, and the website is
Mm,
powerplayacademy.co.za. That's the South African website, and I've
mm,
also got powerplayacademy.nl. That's the Netherlands website, and there's
okay.
some exciting stuff coming up on the Netherlands website.
Okay.
So yeah, in a few weeks' time, it's going to change, and there's gonna be some exciting stuff
Okay.
coming.
Yeah,
So
I'll put all these links in the description
yeah,
of the video.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, but
But
again,
you,
yeah,
uh, well, thanks again, Sayo.
yeah, no man, it was my pleasure, and all the
Yeah,
best with your future endeavors,
yes,
and guys, I will see you in the next podcast,
all
and
right.
it's gonna be an interesting guest. So, oh yeah, I completely forgot, guys. I tell you guys to like, share, and subscribe in the start, but I completely missed that. So yeah, if you're still listening to us right now, please go hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It really helps out. It supports us, and
Yeah,
then it keeps me motivated to bring on amazing guests like Coach Cooks, so we can have this more interesting conversation, and we all can learn from it.
yeah, awesome, man.
Yeah.
Cheers, brother.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Till next time. Bye bye.
Bye.